All right. Hey, everybody. This is the Potomac Local Podcast, where we bring you the latest about what's happening in your towns from Fredericksburg, Manassas, and Woodbridge. I'm your host, Uriah Kiser, founder and publisher and chief bottle washer of Potomac Local News. Appreciate you guys being here. We are very fortunate to have so many representatives from so many different of the towns that we cover, from Manassas to Dumfries to Occoquan, on the podcast today. So the whole point of this podcast is go around and tell you what's coming up for the month of May, all the fun things that are happening in our area. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the horn, have everybody introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about who you are, what your role in your town is, and then we'll get into some of the things that we're going to be looking forward to as we get into as spring kicks into full gear. So we'll start with you, Mr. Small.
Good morning, Uriah. May the 4th be with you.
I like it. I like it.
My name is Patrick Small. Thanks for having me on today. I'm the Economic Development Director for the city of Manassas, and as such, do all things business attraction, retention, expansion related, and tourism. Look forward to talking with you.
Yeah, it's a lot under your umbrella there. Keep going around the horn, Sarah.
I'm Sarah Berzio. I'm the Executive Director of Visit Occoquan, and yeah, May's got a lot of great things happening around Prince William County.
Fantastic. And Ray.
Ray Vines. I am the interim deputy town manager for the town of Dumfries. In my position prior to this, I was a recreation director. So have a love for recreation, special events, and all things having fun. And so we've got some great and exciting things continuing to happen in the town of Dumfries. We're excited to tell you about them.
Well, that's fantastic. And it's a pleasure to have all you guys on our podcast. I know the readers really appreciate it. You guys are very busy. You have a lot of things that you need to be doing and probably should be doing other than just talking to me right now. So it's very cool that you guys have made some time, and our audience, obviously, the community very much appreciates it. So Patrick, obviously Manassas is you are coming off your first Friday, very popular event. Let's get into what people, if they didn't go to First Friday, what they miss out on, and talk a little bit about what that is.
First Fridays are awesome, Uriah. Thanks for letting me talk about it. First Friday of every month, excepting only January, the city of Manassas shuts down the streets in its historic downtown. Bands come out and play in the streets. We use our designated outdoor refreshment area, DORA, permit to allow individuals to carry their beverage of choice from place to place and generally mix and mingle. And as the weather gets better, enjoy that. But otherwise, sip, shop, stroll, interact with your friends, listen to some good music, and have a great time. It's an amazing event, and we, generally get between 5,000 and 10,000 people from all over the DMV and beyond who show up to celebrate with us.
And you guys have been doing this for years, and so it's a mix of live music. It's a mix of, as you said, the restaurants participate in the door areas. It's almost like Mardi Gras, right? Being able to carry your drink around town and check out all the things that are going around, as long as you stay in the designated door area, right?
Very, very much is. We were one of the first localities to actually exercise those permits, helped get that legislation passed through the General Assembly. Communities across the state are using it now. And, I have to say First Fridays isn't unique. It is a national branded event. We run ours under the auspices of Historic Manassas, Inc., which is our Main Street program. They hold the permits for us and do a wonderful job of policing and pulling off the event for our residents and visitors.
So if you missed this past First Friday event in Stafford, as you said, it's a monthly event. You've got one coming up again in June. Summer's only going to, I mean, really, that's kind of the kickoff to summer there, because the weather's only getting hotter. And my gosh, I hope it does, because it's been awfully chilly for the start of May. So we can only hope the weather kicks up the temperatures a little bit. So what can we be looking forward to for next First Friday? And before we get to that one, what's happening in Manassas in May?
Well, the event not to miss is Lair Expo, which is a celebration of some of our Latin American heritage. The city, as you may be aware, is 43% Hispanic. We do a number of Hispanic themed events, everything from a Puerto Rican festival to a Salvadoran festival. And in the month of May, it's Lair Expo. So that's the highlight for this month. But not to be missed, of course, are our farmers markets, which happen every Saturday in downtown and every Thursday in downtown. Leading into the warming up weather, hopefully the heat will peak in August, which is our Dog Days of Summer First Friday event, when we encourage people to bring their four-legged furry friends out and stroll around and enjoy First Friday that way. The other themed event just passed, that was Super Bowl, where we wander around downtown and taste various soups provided by the restaurants here in historic downtown Manassas. But other than that, First Friday, as you said, occurs first Friday of every month, and it's an opportunity to just come out and enjoy the outdoors.
And to meet the business owners too. I think it's real important that people get out and meet the people who are creating jobs in the community, sponsoring the softball teams and the baseball teams, and hiring their neighbors. I think we often overlook that this is exactly what small businesses do. And they're the ones that always the people come to first for support for the community. So it's important that we as the community get out and support them. In terms of small businesses, you've had a few ribbon cuttings in downtown. You want to talk about a few of them?
We have some more upcoming, but you're right. I'll just circle back around. These are the businesses that support your little league teams, your churches, and other events in the community. And First Friday, really, believe it or not, was started as a means of supporting them. So the intent was that businesses around the country in historic downtowns like the three of us all represent would stay open later on Fridays, and the locality would organize a themed event around that. So Friday is an opportunity, as you say, to come and shop later and meet the small business owners. And yes, thanks for pointing out, we've had a little bit of turnover in some of our historic downtown businesses. It's, tends to be cyclical. Most recently, we're welcoming a new bookstore on Center Street. We're seeing the future relocation of Things I Love to a different location, and that space getting backfilled. Restaurants obviously are the largest, largest interest we have in historic downtown. So we've had quite a few of those change over and open up recently. And yeah, it's just it's vibrant. We have no vacancy down here. We're really pleased with that, and welcome new businesses as they're able to come in.
One last question, and we're getting in again. We have the train. I know the train festival is always a big thing. It's always a staple, and that's a summertime thing. And maybe we can talk about that on a future episode. But Civil War weekend was always a thing in Manassas, and we have not seen that in a while. And that was when the reenactors would come to downtown, and there would be a big thing on the museum lawn, and they would do a camp out and that type of thing. Is there any appetite or any discussion to bring that back to bring more people who are into maybe historical tourism, maybe who would visit the battlefield and also come downtown to visit something like that? Is there any talk about bringing that back?
No groundswell, Uriah. You hear people like yourself reminisce about it from time to time. Reminisce about it myself. It was an event that celebrated a fairly important event in the Civil War, not just the two battles of Manassas, but something that occurred here at Manassas Junction. We actually used to burn a mock train during that event, if you recall, which celebrated the hijacking of a supply train here at Manassas Junction, or what used to be Manassas Junction. But no, that event, we no longer have an organizer for it, and I haven't heard much of significance, but you do raise a really good point. All of us benefit from the heritage that our communities have, with the city of Manassas being, I think, out of the three of us, the most proximate to the battlefield. We generate a good deal of business in our downtown from visitors to that, over 1 million visitors a year that come out and learn about the Civil War history there. So it's our namesake. We're the beneficiary of a lot of international tourism because of that. And it's, something we embrace.
Yeah, I used to work at the City Tavern many eons ago as a server, and people would come in there. But this is the old City Tavern that used to be located right downtown in the now it's been demolished now, but it used to be there. And then people come in from California, from Oregon, from Washington State, and they say, "Hey, we are here because of the Civil War tourism, because you guys have all the history here, and we don't have any of it out where we live. Everything out in California is so new. It's been built, within the past 50 years or so. Maybe it's less than 100 years old for sure, and we're here to see all the red brick and all the history and the cannons, and that's why we come out here. So sounds like there's an opportunity for anybody listening to this in Manassas to come, maybe perhaps organize that again and bring a million visitors back into the town. It sounds like a real opportunity, and plus I'm there for the mock train burning. That sounds like a lot of fun. I mean,
Brian, don't forget the international visitors. The Japanese, the Europeans, in particular, they learn about the history of America and the Civil War, and I think a lot of other people from other countries find it fascinating how this nation could tear itself apart over a very significant issue, and then ultimately stitch itself back together into the great country that we are today.
It is a fantastic story.
A lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Patrick, thanks for that update. I really appreciate you. How can people find out more about the city, about what you do? How can they connect with you and learn more about visiting Manassas?
Oh, number of ways. Easiest ways to go to visitmanassas.org. That's our tourism website. They can also reach out through Historic Manassas and find things that way. But if you go to visitmanassas.org, you can sign up for the monthly newsletter that Heidi in my office produces, which is a great harbinger of things to come on a monthly basis. Of course, you can always visit our visitor center here in the historic train station in downtown and talk to our friendly staff there, or the museum gift shop, or just show up on any weekend. There's always something going on in downtown Uriah.
That sounds fun. Well, that's cool. I want to switch over now to Sarah. Sarah, thanks for coming on the podcast. And Occoquan, you are Prince William County's hidden gem. Once you're in Occoquan, I can attest that you would never know that 95 is just right over your shoulder with millions of interstate travelers traveling up and down the East Coast. You'd never know it once you're on Mill Street in Occoquan. So thanks for coming on, and tell us a little bit about what's happening in Occoquan in May. I know that we're ramping up. We're getting up toward Riverfest, which for a long time locals remember that as the spring craft show, but it was recently rebranded. So we've got a lot going on in the town. Tell us more.
So you're right. We are gearing up for Riverfest, which is happening June 6th and 7th. Very similar to the old spring craft show. We've just added some river elements, a couple new things this year. We're having kayak tours led by our mayor and also our local historian, Ernie Porta. We also have some great new things for kids. We've got live bands, beer garden, 300 artisans. It's going to be great. But before that, we have the kickoff to our annual Trivia in the Park on Friday, May 15th. This happens monthly in Rivermill Park from May to October. It's a really fun event, typically sells out each time. We started during COVID as a way to get people outside and, having community without being all, smooshed together. And there's a bar that happens out there on site. We have delivery from local restaurants. Super fun night. We also, this coming weekend, a couple of the art galleries in town. We do have 5 art galleries. They're coming together to do the Occoquan Art Walk. So you can go to the different galleries, talk to artists, learn about some of the local art happenings in these galleries. So that's Saturday, May 9th, taking place at all 5 galleries inside town. And yeah.
That's cool. Tell me a little bit more to back up and talk about Rivermill Park, because this, if you've not been to Occoquan in a while, I mean, if you're a local, you visit there often, you know what we're talking about. But if you've not been to Occoquan, this is a fairly new, expansive park right on the river. And it used to be a part of the old Fairfax water facility, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be a water plant there. I don't know exactly if Fairfax Water, which pulls water out of the Occoquan to give us all drinking water in our area if it still has any part of that area. But this is a newer piece of the town, and it really serves as a great gathering point for people in Occoquan.
Yeah, Rivermill Park is awesome. It is Fairfax Water property, and they generously leased it to us for a very small amount of money. In July of 2016, the park opened, and we're able to do concerts. People can rent it out for weddings. Again, during COVID, when we couldn't do the major festivals, we did smaller artisan markets in the park. We utilize it for a lot of things, but on a day-to-day basis, it's where our residents go to take a jog, walk their dog. We actually just had a tree planting event last week where town staff and some of our city councilmen came out and planted some trees. So we do love our park, and it's at the right where the footbridge is, and you can see the Occoquan Reservoir Dam up the way, kayakers around the river. It's a great little serene area.
Yeah, there's a nice little waterfall there as you walk across the footbridge there. I'm trying to look in the camera here, check my gray hairs, because you said 10 years, and I can't believe it's been that long since
it feels
that park.
new, but
I know,
it's
right?
The whole 10, the 10th anniversary of the park is coming up in 2 months, 3 months.
I think I did have more hair over here when that park opened, but trust me, it doesn't feel like 10 years. So, so like Manassas, you will have a lot of shops in your downtown area, the core area of the town. You want to talk about anything that has recently opened or anything that has recently changed on Mill Street or Ellicott Street or around?
So we are 100% small business down here in Occoquan, which we love. All locally owned, family owned, individual owned businesses. Similar to Manassas, Patrick, we just opened a bookstore. Very excited for Sleepy Dragon over on your end. We just opened Cozy Calico Books, which is at the corner of Union and Mill, right in the heart of Occoquan. This independent bookstore was opened by a local author, and they had their grand opening, I guess, 1 or 2 weekends ago, and have already been just seeing flocks of people in for books. It's something we've needed for a while, and we're really excited about. We also have, I'm trying to think what else we've had a couple small openings, but again, similar to Manassas, we don't have a lot of vacancy. The vacant properties that are there in town are being redeveloped. So all of our storefronts are pretty full right now.
Okay, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for that update on Occoquan. You guys go down there and check it out this spring. Now I'm going to get over to the best dressed guy on the podcast here, Ray in Dumfries. Ray, welcome. I don't think you and I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and so it's fantastic for you to make time to come on and talk to us about what's happening in Dumfries. I know a lot of changes in the town in the past. Well, I will go 10 years, right? A lot of has changed in Dumfries in the past 10 years. A lot more changes even happened in the past 5 years in Dumfries. And so I know you guys are working on getting your downtown area built up. I know there are plans to reroute Route 1 and pull the southbound traffic, which now runs right past Town Hall and sort of makes it a little too busy to sort of have a pedestrian-friendly area. So there is plans to change all of that. I know they're building a brand new development right next to Town Hall that has been long talked about. When I first started reporting on this more than 10 years ago, it was called the First Town Center, but I know it has changed over the years. So Ray, thanks for coming on the Potomac Local Podcast, and go ahead and update us on what's happening in Dumfries.
So good morning to everyone, and thanks for having us on the podcast. It's great to be here. We've got a lot of exciting things happening in Dumfries. As you mentioned, Eris on Main is the development that is planned to happen right next to Town Hall. And then that is across the street from the Rose, which is open. And so we have a lot of great energy behind the Rose Hotel and Resort. We have a lot of folks coming into town to visit and to have fun. And as you said, we've just finished our comp plan, and we are very, very vested in making Main Street walkable and making our town more connected. And so we've got some great plans that are happening to connect neighborhoods to our waterfront, which is going to be in the process of being developed over the next couple of years. We have a community center that we have on the horizon. We're demolishing an old ambulance building. There's a couple of different names the building has had, but making that a state-of-the-art community center for our community to participate. And so there's a lot of great energy, as you said, a lot of great change happening, and we're looking forward to the future. As far as some of our May events, so to kick things off, we're going to celebrate community inclusion and connection with our Pride Brunch. That's going to be happening on Saturday, May 17th from 11 to 1. It's going to be at our outdoor show place, which is right on Main Street across from our town hall. That's 17715 Washington Street. This is a free family event where attendees can enjoy brunch, connect with local organizations through resource tables, and experience live entertainment. And so we're going to have a great time. It's a great opportunity for residents and visitors alike to come together, celebrate diversity, and build meaningful connections within our community. So we're looking forward to that. The rest of May continues to be an awesome opportunity of diverse events. We have our State of the Town address, which is going to be on May the 28th at 7 p.m. That's going to be at Potomac Valley Church. Our mayor and our town council will be there. They're going to share some of the town's accomplishments, our ongoing initiatives, and the vision of Dumfries for the future. So that's really important. If you're looking at connecting in with us and finding out what's happening, we are going to live stream it. And so I'll give you some information about how to stay in contact with us so you can participate in that. We love to share with our neighbors in the region. I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to meet with our guests offline as well. So Uriah, hopefully, you'll be able to connect us because we look forward to that energy. We look forward to that togetherness, and everyone being able to support each other.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that because, and I'm glad, again, I'm so happy you guys are here, all of you, because this is a way to get you guys talking and get familiar with, because everyone gets so busy, and me included, right? I'm always trying to get the news out, put the news out, and I don't get a chance to go into the community as much as I would like to sometimes. And this is a great way for everybody to see who you are and be able to identify you, and you talk about what's going on. And who knows, this may lead to some sort of regional collaboration. You never know what this might lead to. So that's awesome. And that's a good point there. You said one thing. I'm going to back up on that. You said Waterfront in Dumfries, and for those who haven't been following along and not been reading the news at PotomacLocal.com or getting our free email newsletter that I send out every single day at 4:00 with all the headlines you need to know. Never miss a headline. Go to PotomacLocal.com and get our free email newsletter now. Waterfront in Dumfries. So many people drive by and it's like, what are you talking about?
Most definitely. We want people to understand, we want you to come to Dumfries, not just drive through. And so the waterfront development is going to be key in having a business aspect, a lot of recreational opportunities, access to the water. And so that development is going to be a major, major draw for us here in Dumfries over the next few years as far as we develop it and get it in place. And so once again, we're looking forward to that. I want to get too deep in the woods of that. Just stay connected with us because you'll see more information happening about that and where we're going. I have one more event to mention. It's our Expungement Clinic because from civic engagement is really important to us. And so it's our 5th annual Expungement Clinic. It's happening on Saturday, May 30th from 9 to 1 at our Jeff Simpson Community Center. The clinic is incredible for the community. It's for Prince William County residents. If you have a criminal record, that can be a barrier. This process allows you to see if there's an opportunity to let expungement help in that process. So that's another event. We also have our farmers market that happens from 8 to 1 at 17739 Main Street. That's rain or shine. That's every Saturday from April through September. And once again, we're just looking for folks to come out, join us, have fun, enjoy Dumfries, and be a part of the energy that we're bringing.
Yeah. Well, that the Expungement Clinic is a partnership with the courthouse, if I remember correctly. So you have those guys involved, and that the waterfront. I guess I'm obsessed with it, but that's the Quantico Creek there, and for folks who don't know. That is a tributary that runs out to the Potomac River. It is, if you go on one of the back roads, and I forget the name of the road now, it escapes me, but you can travel along Possum Point. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. You can drive down that 2-lane road and see that what is a pretty impressive body of water. But as you drive through the town, people may not even think that it's there and may not have even known that Dumfries has this. And of course, when you're driving south on Route 1 through Dumfries, through Main Street, there is the remnants. I mean, there is a street grid there in Dumfries, and you have Duke Street, and you have some of the other streets that are behind Williams Ordinary, that beautiful brick building that is next to the entrance of which is now the Rose Gaming Resort. But just a few streets over, you have the old street grid, and believe it or not, the water used to come right up to that point in town, and that was one of Virginia's busiest port towns, rivaled New York City for the amount of ships that would come in there with their cargo. And unfortunately, over the years, farming in the area, tobacco farming in the area, forced that land area to silt up, and that all became now buildable land. But it's so interesting to think that Dumfries, of course, was a waterfront town, and now you guys are going to go back and see if you can become one again. So that's so cool. That is so cool. I'm going to ask Sarah. I forgot to ask you, how can people connect with you? I know I forgot to ask about your website, how people can find out more about you, and then Ray will allow you to chime in and give us the same information. So, Sarah, about Occoquan, going back, how can people find out more about Occoquan?
You can find us online at visitoccoquanva.com, or honestly, you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Visit Occoquan. We're always posting about all the upcoming things.
And Ray, more about Dumfries.
So if any folks want to reach us by email, events@dumfriesva.gov, events@dumfriesva.gov. You can find us online, social media-wise, at Instagram, Facebook, and X by searching Town of Dumfries. But for the most direct real-time connection, you can download our Dumfries Citizens Connect app from your device's app store. Create a profile, enable notifications, and this will be your all-in-one platform that serves as your go-to hub for timely event alerts, event announcements, and important information happening in the town. So download Dumfries Citizens Connect and stay connected with us.
So much happening in our area. What do you plan to get into this spring? Are you going to go to downtown Manassas to check out some of their new stores and, of course, their festivals events? How about a new book in Occoquan right there on Mill Street, seeing what's fresh and new? And of course, a great idea from Dumfries at Expungement Clinic. If you need some help in that area, Dumfries and the courthouse paired up to help you take back a part of your life that's very important. So much is happening in our region, and I want to thank all of you for coming on the Potomac Local Podcast to fill us in.
Thanks, Uriah.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.